What's up? They tried to stop me. Man, people, let me enjoy it. Yeah, everybody was smiles and cries, baby. Smiles and cries for days. They tried to stop me all day. Tried to
Bueno,
stop
el
me,
partido
folks.
hoy está muy difícil. Puede ganar cualquiera de los dos.
Let's
Los
go.
dos llegaron muy bien. Tiene que ser merecido que gane el mejor.
Soy argento de la cuna hasta el cajón.
So this is a bucket list for me. I have been, of course, growing up in Argentina. This is my sport. Been following the team for many years. So whether we win or we lose, they had a great run. Very proud of the team. So I mean, of course, we want them to win. But if not, this is bucket list. Being here, the vibe, the fans, I think, are the best in the world. So nothing to complain.
No, it would be great. We want to be champions. I mean, 2 times champions, back to back, and we are all for that and for Messi. And this is everything for our country.
And as you can see here, this is what they wanted. They ready to go. Now, here's the thing, everybody can say what they want, but let's get to the point of the game. I know I don't have a lot of soccer or football fans over here. I got more of this on my main channel, on my secondary channel than here. But for some reason, they took us down. We don't know why, but let's get to the gist of it, people. Here's what it is. When you talk World Cup, I'm someone who's been watching and betting on this for years. Now, not only did I get the money, the under, and the team, anyone who felt Argentina had a shot was beyond stupid. This was corrupt and fixed from the beginning. The ultimate goal was to get this team here so that they could lose to Spain. Spain was going to win. Whoever got to the finals was going to beat Argentina. They just wanted the defending champions to be there. This team is not the team that was there 4 years ago. Messi's 4 years older than what he was that time around, so he's even worse this time around. Now, here's the thing. Possession time, 65% dominated by Spain. Argentina was the worst. This was the worst display of a team in a World Cup final I've ever seen. They had no chance. People were giving them no chance at all in this game. They thought Spain would score at least 3-4 goals. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. They would score about 2, which I thought 2 goals. And that would be enough because Argentina won't score. What people didn't believe is that Argentina ended up with 2 shots on goal all game. Two shots on goal. Yes. Spain is locking people up the whole tournament. But not only were they locking things up, they were locking it down. Yeah, they booed the hell out of Trump. It was beautiful. 20 goals, 20 shots on goal for Spain, 12 in the overtime period. Argentina had 2 shots on goal the entire game and none in the extra inning. Everybody was hoping they gonna eck out one. I'd have been so pissed if Argentina would have got this game. They couldn't do anything. Then, of course, there was a red card thrown in the game on Enzo Fernandez. But that was their own fault. You know, this is what Argentina is, you know, people. And they just got to accept it. I mean, you could be pleased at Spain, but I wouldn't go as far as say Argentina was, they just shouldn't have been here. They would have, this was the rocky moment for them. This team was way worse off than it was the year before. And everybody's like, oh man, he lost to Germany that year. And I won all that money before, about 8 years ago. And now here we are again. I don't have to pretend. I don't have to pretend, sir. I've been covering this for years. I never like Argentina. One, because I know what they are. I liked it when Maradona was there, but now all this glazing for Messi is like, no way. I know what he is. So he's the LeBron James of this football. Now, I'm not going to say he's good in his element, but I was a Ronaldo guy more than a Messi guy. No, it's like, look, it's like, well, they tried to make it a good game. They did the very best they could do. It's like, you know, it was an embarrassment. If you're a soccer player, you watch soccer. It was a complete and utter embarrassment for Argentina. Did you see the way they acted throughout the game? They do that all the time. Yeah, they start roughing guys up because they can't play. Well, Argentina was trying to survive to get to penalties. They couldn't stop Spain. So to me, just their antics alone, you know, you expect the rough play. You expect what they call them the thuggeries. But all that off the ball stuff that you were talking about, like I said before, there would have to be more purpose in they play. And Spain got a ringer out there, that Williams Jr. He the one did the assist, the headbutt, the brother. That dude ain't no damn Spain. That's a black dude who moved to Spain. They moved him out there. His brother was like, what? I'm like, Williams Jr., you know he black. Come on. Spain got over, baby. Like Argentina tried to make it, no. They tried to thug it up. Spain was trying to make it a good game. All the saves that was on what's his name, Martinez side. Hey, congratulations to him. He got a lot of saves, but ultimately, those saves didn't save him. It was a bad game if you're looking at Argentina's side because they look like a team that was out their league. And when you're out your league, you can't get any offense because Spain is faster, more athletic, and just better. They're a better team than Argentina. And people wanted this Cinderella story to work, but it's like, no, they were here to be the food. So they brought Argentina all the way up here. And we could, instead of us having a real world final, we didn't have it because FIFA's interference once again to set the stage. Oh, yeah. Congratulations for Spain to doing what they had to do at some point. It's like, come on, man. This has been terrible. Argentina has been brutal all game, and something needs to be done about them. And they were acting as if they didn't see the dirty part of their game until later on. But it's not so completely negative like the whole game was unbearable to watch, but it was the play of Argentina that was unbearable. When you only get 2 shots on goal an entire game and extra innings or extra time, you doomed yourself. Well, they thought when they played Germany, they were bad. And that went to extra kicks, but this one was even worse. And now without Messi, will they even qualify next time for a World Cup? That's what you got to start thinking about. Argentina is done. And the reason why is because their players aren't that great. Messi was just the one blip in there who basically was on Spain, right, before he went to Argentina. I've just never been like that, you know. I'm glad, Argentina was just awful. That's just about all you can say. There's nothing really to cover when you're playing that bad. They're probably going to go down as the Warriors. They were the heroes. Even the saves that the guy got, I'm not taking away from his saves, but those are safe. Those are comfortable saves. Like I told you, he dove on the floor, rolling around. Those are typical. Right. Everybody know Argentina was carried here. So they booed the president of FIFA and Trump when they both walked out together. And it was hilarious. Because that people know that they manufactured this World Cup. They finessed it to get Argentina here. You can't tell people that watch football for a living that Argentina was good enough to get to the World Cup. They weren't. They had a lot of help. That they were carried all the way up here, like the Knicks got carried in New York. And they basically did the same thing here, and it does not help your league. It embarrasses it because on the world stage, biggest game in the world, the best game you saw was yesterday. So that's a bad effect for your World Cup when your end result doesn't work out because you got the right team there against a team that has no business being there. And had England or one of those guys showed up, it would have made it a lot better. France or England, like that would have made it a much more competitive game. I mean, England was in a negative before, and you see what happened to them. You know, they still played with that. What was that guy? Thomas Tuchel, I think that's his name. He had got battered and beat it up. And they were at negative for all that time. So well, most of these guys got huge salaries, right? Because they play for some of the top teams in England, right? So not one effort in the World Cup, you know, nothing crossing the box, no headers, nothing. You know, Enzo Fernandez, he was a disgrace. Fernandez was just somebody hot-headed quitting and put his team at a disadvantage and thought it made it about himself more than the team. When you see somebody do that, people who watch the World Cup every 4 years and think they're experts. Hey, I don't have to be an expert. I seem to know what I'm talking about. See, I watch Premier League, so I know criminals when I see it. And for me to know FIFA has always been like this. Plus, I'm a gambler. I'm not going to say I know every aspect, but I have friends who have played at these places forever. I worked for Aon Hewitt, and you know Aon owned the Manchester United, and I was always Manchester United. So that was one of the reasons I wanted to work there. Yeah. Fernandez gets a yellow card. I remember that. Yeah, he put his team at a disadvantage. But where you gonna go? McAllister, Gonzalez. You got Messi in the back. It's like what? They got to slow down for Messi. So he's not the same Messi he is. He can only play in spurts. He's not the guy that can go full court. You know, bring the ball up on the field and still have enough juice to get it down, you know. So it's just a power keg situation that they were going to implode on themselves, and today was that game. Argentina tried everything under the sun to get the Spanish players sent off and get them arguing and fighting with each other. And they just did their whole little tactics, and it didn't work because they did not have the skill set to get it done. When it's at the end of the day, that's it. You got to have the skill set to get it done. Spain was way more talented. This was easy to call. You could blindfold me, and I could tell you how this game was going to play out. Because Argentina, when they play the best teams in the world, this is what happens to them. Because they don't belong there. When they gave Messi the World Cup 4 years ago, I thought that was a disgrace. This team was even worse. And for them to take this route, to go to this extreme, and you remember the Paraguay game, and you saw the tools that happened along the way there. And you were like, okay, you got to change the way you're playing football, right? So they had all the talented players that was in South America that was playing that I told you most of these guys are improving. These other countries that you think are small, like Bosnia, like I was telling people, Bosnia is actually pretty good. Y'all don't pay attention to these other teams around the world because you focus on the big name teams. But you got to remember, most of these players now are coming from these countries, and they're being allowed to play when before the racism and all this other stuff, they were, nope, we want Argentine people to be here. Now they got ringers to bring in people from other countries and let them go play in World Cup. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So now you just basically got brothers playing out there as ringers. You look at Mexico, they got cojones and out there. I'm like, that's a brother from Compton. You would never see him on a Mexico team. So they have become more integrating of having blacks and people of color represent their teams and get on their teams because they want to win. Not bad from a guy on the couch, right? Like, I don't know. You know why, too? Because the majority of these people that you see, these countries, they have players that have played in those organizations. When they go and get these ringers learn the game. They come back and coach what the techniques, everything they've learned from playing with Brazil, from playing with all of these other players and coaches of worldwide talent. Most of these guys become coaches. And then you see like Costa Rica got better. Everything in that area over there from Colombia, they got much better. Kicking balls up hills, the training methods, and they start training them early from when they're younger kids. So it's not a surprise they end up where they are. It's not a surprise. No, I'm very happy with the way things are playing out now, because to me it's much more of a fan reaction than it is anything else. Spain, they're going to be happy, and Argentina, they're going to be upset. All right? They're going to be sad. This is the end of the era, and they'll probably never see Argentina back in a World Cup for probably 30, 40 years. That's it. Why? Because the game has escaped them as far as the talent level. Well, it's not about a disrespect of them. It's more about as a whole, what you're expecting to see and what you didn't see. If you're an Argentine fan and you love Argentina, what you saw out there on that floor, or not floor, but field, was the best team winning. The best team won. So there's no need to cry about it. You shouldn't have been there. Be glad you were this far. But the best team won. You weren't supposed to be there. Not at all. Well, I'm sorry you had to watch such a bad game, Outlaw. The game you should have watched was yesterday. Yeah, that France game was great. Well, that it is what it is. Somebody's gonna be happy, somebody's gonna cry. Argentina was against the wall. They didn't have a shot. It's not on their fans, it's not on their fans for what's happening. But For other countries, this is it, man. This is their Super Bowl. All the people get behind their country. And now that Spain has won, that's what I'm saying. These people will fight you. You tell them it's only a game. You tell those people, hey, it's just a game. You know how they tell you it's just a game? Look at that. You tell them it's just a game. Oh, I'm glad Argentina lost too. Because I wanted Messi to lose. He's the one that don't deserve it. Don't get me wrong, he's a great individual player. But if you play as a team, you can take him out the game. Maradona was what he was like. I'm like, dude, Messi is not Maradona. Okay, let's stop that right now. Okay, this is the guy they're trying to make Lionel Messi Maradona. Maradona would go out, do coke, drink beer, do shots, party, go on the soccer field and score and win and carry the team to a championship by himself. That was Maradona. Maradona was way beyond anything you could ever imagine when it came to playing soccer. Okay, this guy lived a crazy life. He fit Argentina. He was exactly what you were supposed to see when you talked about he was the shortest one on the field. Yep, dominating the game. And then they tried to compare Messi to him and put Messi on top of him or Maradona. I'm like, now you got a problem with me. So I go all the way back to watching Maradona doing what he's doing. So if I was watching then and knew about him, why the hell would I be going for this when I know it's not that? You see, and I mean, that's when guys used to try to stab you. You got into fights. Guys rushed you with knives on the soccer field and blades and trying to take you out. Maradona was out there hitting people. It was guys that lost their lives on the team. That thumbnail is hilarious, bro. Yeah, I know. Me in a Spaniard uniform. I mean, just because they don't see me do videos, just that my fan base doesn't watch soccer. When you have a fan base that don't quite understand what it is that you're doing, remember 4 years ago, people, 4 years ago, they went against me. 4 years ago, they went against me, y'all. And I want to show y'all something, since y'all act like I just got here or something. 4 years ago, they took down my video when Argentina actually won it. FIFA took it down. And I was calling them out. Here it is. 8 years ago. Messi and Argentina choked again in the World Cup. 8 years ago. Who was there to make the bus? Your boy Cito.
They always, it's not, Messi has a bad team. Now Messi has a bad team. They're the Cleveland Cavaliers of FIFA. I can tell you that right now. All the time. Argentina now, all of a sudden, they had a bad team. You didn't say that when before World Cup started. Now, all of a sudden, now, instead of looking at the realities of it, Messi is a one-on-one player.
Told you.
The only time able to be successful is he's playing right next to other guys who are great. The Argentina team is all right, but they will be good playing with a team that learned how to gel collectively. They can't gel with Messi because his game is more one-dimensional. I beat this guy and I can score. He has a great leg. You don't let him go and get to the middle. That's the whole thing. Germany showed you how to beat him. Everybody follows that formula. We're going to not let Messi beat us. We're not going to let him. We're going to deny him the middle. Never let him get the middle. If he does, he's going to beat you. So they know that already. The coach trying to take all the blame. He's basically throwing his whole team under the bus to take up for Messi. It's a shame that, it's all my fault. Our team just couldn't gel with him. They could gel with him. The midfield was excellent because of the way they knew. They knew everything Argentina was gonna do. Then he subbed the goalies. I don't care how bad Koya used to. What is his name? Yeah. So whatever his name, subbing your goalie was and putting him in there, and he got to deal with the moment. Nah, that was too big of a moment for the goalie. He was lost. Then they switched their set to a 3-4-3. Oh my gosh. They went to a 3-4-3 set when this team is not equipped to run a 3-4-3 set. That was a bad idea. It was a bad idea. They were trying. They were trying to do what they could. They were trying. But you can't go. This team is not equipped to run a 3-4-3. So you should know that as the coach. So, yeah, it is partially your fault. Because you should have known this team is not equipped to run a 3-4-3. But he was at a desperational point to try to do anything he could to turn the tides. The thing is, the whole team played like we gotta look for Lionel. Where's Lionel? No, played the game. There were plenty of opportunities where they could have had a shot on goal, and they were slowing back to try to get the ball to Messi so that Messi could score. It was ridiculous. And this was in the first half. Croatia played an outstanding game defensively. The midfield game was excellent. The front line was incredible. The forwards was tremendous. Croatia looked like doggone Brazil out there. Right, that's how you beat Argentina. Compact. together that always wins, and that is why Messi will lose. Ronaldo is much more of a verbal leader. Even though he's sort of a Prince Madonna himself, Ronaldo is a guy who's going to give it all for the team. He's going to be like, look, we got to do whatever we can. Messi is not the same Messi he used to be. Okay, let's. Oh, Lieutenant, you the guy that keep asking me about Joy Taylor all the time and why Joy.
Now, that's me telling y'all then. Here it is. That was 8 years ago. And Messi is not the same. That was 8 years ago. He wasn't the same. Look at Messi today. That's like, you see, this is what's wrong with America. We glaze when other countries tell the truth. We tell the truth. I mean, they tell the truth. They will tell you their team suck. They will take the manager, tell you the manager is garbage and he needs to go. They gonna tell you the truth. There's not gonna be any wiggle room. They telling you right now Argentina was awful. You know why? Because they got former players who played this game. And they know their style of play. They've been in the Premier Leagues. Those are the guys they got on the media row. They don't have somebody who's number one on TikTok trying to give their interpretations of what happened. Well, Argentina's history with racism, the world has a history with racism. Argentina ain't the only racist place in the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. But you know how you beat and deal with it on the field? You beat them. I wouldn't go as far as calling Argentina Nazis, as some people were saying, but yeah, they don't like a lot of people don't like Argentine people. Like they feel like they carry themselves like we're better. We've seen that elitist behavior. And in football, it's about the game. I don't care about the antics and the semantics. The gameplay, they were terrible. They had a great goalie, but they had guys that was terrible on the team. And because they were not as good, they decided to foul, work the refs, work the umpires, and try to lure people into playing their style of game, which was just off their rockers. Man, it's only so much you can do before you have to before you have to get to a position where you're able to do something. Yeah, you want to always make sure you're doing the very best job you can, because it's a lot of people out here, they just don't have the wherewithal to make the certain everyday decision. And when you start to see that, it starts to go in a very dangerous place. No, it's a lot of players with uh no. Running a 3-4-3 is not good for Messi to do what he needs to do. When you're running the 3-4-3, it's more for defense than anything else. But for Messi, he doesn't need to be in a 3-4-3 at all. It's not good for his style of play. So when you see that and coaches making switches to go to that lineup, you have to do that when Messi is not on the field. Oh, absolutely. So once again, World Cup is over. FIFA, F you as usual. I'll never honor you. You'll never get any respect from me. And congratulations to Spain for giving some honor back to the World Cup instead of this manufactured garbage that we got. All right. Thank you.